I wanted to basically tell you about tonight's dinner. It is a tuna pasta broccoli dish. A friend of mine from a long time ago, my childhood, she made this for my mother and I. My mother was a single mom, and she was an Italian lady, and she made this dish, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's kind of odd that I like it because I don't like tuna. But this has got albacore tuna in it. And it is not a cold pasta dish. It is a hot pasta dish. And it's fairly easy to put together. Very basic stuff. I wrote down a list of everything so I wouldn't forget anything. There is probably about a quarter to a half cup of white wine, depending on your taste. A whole bag of broccoli florets. I got frozen, or you can use fresh broccoli. I've done that also. 5 cans of albacore tuna with the juice. I got the low sodium in this video. Also I used a whole box of Barilla pasta. I believe that was a 8-ounce box, possibly a 16-ounce. I'll have to go back and look at that one. Olive oil. Basically, the more, you don't want to use a whole container, but I don't measure out my olive oil. I just kind of go by how much pasta with, how everything mixes. 1 stick of butter. I know that seems like a lot, but when you look at this dish, it's probably about 12, possibly 12, 10 to 12, maybe 15 servings. So if you spread out 1 stick of butter, there is 8 tablespoons of butter in 1 stick. It's really not a lot. Seasonings, I did use black pepper, fresh garlic, as well as powdered garlic. I used powdered onion. I did use kosher salt, red pepper flakes, just to taste, or you don't have to do it. Italian seasoning. I did use fresh parsley out of my garden. I did use lemon pepper. And of course I did shredded Parmesan cheese. The fresh shredded, of course, is better. I always say everything that's fresh is always best anyway. So I hope you enjoy this dish as much as I do. My husband and my son and our daughter and our 2 young children and myself, we really enjoyed it tonight. I have done some tweaking from my recipe in the past. My husband likes this revised recipe. So, and the 2 youngest, our youngest 7-year-old son, he could not get enough. He probably had, it was two platefuls. And he just couldn't even talk about it for trying to get it all in his mouth. He couldn't get it in there quick enough. I did go ahead and have garlic bread with this. You can do fresh French bread and then just put fresh butter on it. You can do garlic bread in the oven from scratch. Or you could pair this with a salad also. I put the broccoli in it. So, of course, whatever you want to put with it is perfectly fine. So, I pray that this is a meal that you try for your family. And this was our meal on the 3rd day of the week, which is Tuesday. And it's awesome. So, bless you. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Tonight I'm making one of my favorites, which is pasta with broccoli florets, which is the tree part on top, not the trunk part, with garlic. This is the only way I really like tuna. Low sodium. Let's fix this real quick. There you go. I know it's backwards. Sunkissed or any brand. Low sodium solid white albacore tuna. Of course it's not. Let's see. Maybe we'll do it now. Oh well. Anyway. So I dumped, that's with water. I got 4 cans. I've already dumped that in my pan. We are doing garlic bread also. So that's on the side. I have already done I've already minced up my garlic, fresh garlic. That's already in the pan. I'm gonna have olive oil. I don't measure out my olive oil. It's by eyeball. I've never done this recipe by measuring anything. Okay, so I might use a little bit in a minute. I always use these seasonings. I'll show you real quick which ones I mean. Use garlic powder. I put a good bit in there because it's going to be a whole, I think that's 16 ounces of pasta. I don't put very much red pepper flakes because we have little ones and I don't really like a lot of heat in my food. Garlic powder. Of course, there's already minced garlic in there. Black pepper. Again, too much black pepper, it will give it too much heat and makes it spicy. Italian seasoning. I do better eyeballing it what's in my hand. A little bit of an extra stick in there. I don't think you want stick in it, do you? Okay, so that in there. Lid back on that. My children are rambunctious right now, so please forgive the extra noise. Lemon pepper. Obviously it has pepper in it, but the lemon helps with the fishy taste. If there's any fishy taste or too much of any one kind of flavor. Of course, any kind of seafood, I really like lemon pepper. This gives it a little bit of a tangy flavor. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to take some kosher salt. This is low sodium tuna, so I like kosher salt cooking with it. It just tastes better to me. So I'm just gonna mix it. Make sure that all those peppers and everything mix real good. Like I said, there's not a lot of peppers. You don't have to have the peppers in it, but it does make it taste good. There's just something about adding a little tiny bit of spice to stuff that I might go ahead and put more cans in here. We've got another can sitting on the counter. We've got, like I said, 4 adults. Okay, whole thing of broccoli. Putting that in here. It said it will be 4 minutes. That's a whole bag of broccoli florets with just a little bit of water in the bottom. I just want it to steam it. It says a half a bag for 7 minutes. I'm not trying to cook it. I'm just trying to half cook it because I don't want it to. Yeah. Okay, I'm thinking about something. I don't want it to get. There it is. I don't want it to get mushy. I want it to still be firm, have a good bit of toughness to it. I really like broccoli that's not, you know, yucky, flat and flabby, and like the color to be in it. So just using some white wine, crisp white, just a little box of it from the store. Okay, just gonna finish that off. It might have been maybe here. There wasn't that much in there. Yeah, it still has some potency to it. Okay, so now you're just gonna do this, mix it up till it gets heated. The pasta has already been cooked. The garlic bread is basically has to be put in the oven as the last minute because it only takes 5 minutes. Tonight we did the extra garlic Texas toast. I'm going to go ahead and do another can. I did use all the juices that were in the can too. That way, I didn't get the kind with, I got it in water. I did not get it in with the oil or the light oil or half, whatever. I just got it with the water in it and the low sodium because even though I added my own sodium, I like to get the low sodium and then add the amount of sodium I want in it. I've cut back on sodium so I used a total of 3, 4, 5 cans, okay? You want there to be a lot of tuna in here because this is your only meat that you're getting, okay? So basically I have this kind of on medium. I think it needs more, I think it needs parsley. You know what? I've got fresh parsley out in front. I think I'm gonna put that in there. So I just went and snipped this out of my garden, okay? It's so nice when you can grow your own stuff and cook it. It's so cool. So I'm gonna chop this up and then I'm gonna put it in there, but I'm gonna make sure I chop it up small enough so I don't really like stems in it. Yeah, I don't think my cilantro made it. But this is some potent. The last time I used parsley, my family was like, I think you put too much parsley in it. And they didn't sound like that, but my husband always jokes around, why do you give me that voice? Do I really sound like that? No, honey, I'm sorry. You don't sound like that. Poor fella. Gosh, you sound terrible, he said. I was like, well, what do I sound? He's like, well, you sound like, nee. I'm like, oh, do I sound like that? No. So I think about it a little bit more when I'm trying to do, well, my husband said this, you know, that sort of thing. So, you know what? These are not very sharp knives either. And I am going to get me a nice knife set after I move. I don't want big pieces of parsley in it. I just want it to cook down basically and just give it some extra. See, ooh, getting too excited here. Okay, you can kind of smell it now. That smells good. Okay, so now I need cheese. There it is. Okay, you gotta have shredded Parmesan. Clean up my mess. Broccoli. Check them out. Let's see. Looks green still. That's good news. Yeah, it's still frozen. Of course, I said a half a bag at 7 minutes, so I didn't expect it to be, but I knew that I didn't want to overdo it, so I put it on 4 minutes. Just still got some frozen in there. I'll put 5 minutes now. All right. So this is going to have to be turned down. You hear it? It's really good. This is one of my favorite meals. Okay, I'm gonna need something else. Okay, stick of butter. Yes. This is gonna make a good bit of leftovers. We're gonna be eating this for probably about 2 days. We are actually under Hurricane Watch, Hurricane Florence. So, leftovers are something we're going to be eating. I'll go ahead and throw these away. Like I said, get you a really good, there's no cellulose powder in it. See? That's anti-caking. That's why they put that inside the cheese. This actually you can find on the shelf. The only thing, and you'd think, well, it's cheese, why is it on the shelf? Well, when you open it, you have to refrigerate it, okay? See, this is what it looks like. It's really good. It smells like Parmesan too. So, I'm not gonna put the cheese inside here. When that broccoli is done, I'm going to go ahead and dump it on the pasta. Okay? Then I'm going to put this mixture on top of that. So when this butter is done, I'm going to try this just a little bit with a spoon, and then we're going to assemble it and it's done. It doesn't take a long time to do it. It's just a matter of throwing it together. And I really like simple. Sometimes I really like simple taste together. Like I like pasta with garlic, and I like it with seasonings, and I don't like tuna, but I do like albacore. It's kind of weird, but and I do like these little seasonings that go with it that just make it taste so much better and grand than it really is. And the broccoli in it, you could put spinach, I guess. I just always have done broccoli. I like steamed broccoli. I didn't put any seasonings in this broccoli. So basically, this is all I've done. We did the pasta. Now we're just doing the sauce for it, for the top. Then I'm going to show you what it looks like after I mix it all in the pan. Alright, so it's done. I have the pasta. I just went ahead and dumped the broccoli on top of it. And now I'm going to dump this on top of it, okay? The garlic bread is in. It has 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in.
No, we're trying to eat it. You got 2 minutes.
Well, there you go. I plated it. This is my husband's plate. This is pasta with albacore tuna, fresh garlic, broccoli, olive oil, and some spices. And it's very good. Topped with shredded Parmesan.